In the shadows of great empires, there existed a kingdom of formidable power and ingenuity. The Kingdom of Urartu. Rising in the 9th century BCE, Urartu wasn't just a kingdom. It was a land of fortresses, a beacon of ancient innovation and artistry. From their capital of Tushpa, near modern-day Van, the Urartians built massive citadels atop steep hills, using cutting-edge stone masonry. Their fortresses weren't mere military structures. They were symbols of royal power and engineering mastery. The Kingdom of Urartu was famed for transforming rugged highlands with advanced irrigation systems like the Menua Canal, stretched for miles and still functions today, a testament to their ingenuity. Their cities boasted lush, terraced gardens and flowing water features, blending utility with beauty in perfect harmony. Urartian artisans excelled in metalwork, pottery, and monumental carvings, creating art that reflected both their spiritual beliefs and refined taste. Through their canals, gardens, and craftsmanship, Urartu left a legacy of innovation and elegance that continues to inspire. Locked in a relentless struggle with their powerful neighbor, Assyria, Urartu stood tall against the might of empires. For centuries, the memory of this once great kingdom was lost to modern historians, its name forgotten and its ruins buried. It wasn't until the 19th century that the secrets of Urartu began to emerge from the earth. Driven by medieval Armenian tales of forgotten empires, a French scholar, Antoine-Jean Saint-Martin, proposed that the French Oriental Society dispatch Friedrich Eduard Schultz, a German professor, to conduct research on their behalf. Schultz stumbled upon an ancient puzzle hidden beneath the soil. Locals had long whispered of massive stones and inscriptions dotting the hills near Lake Van. Slowly, a city emerged. Cyclopean walls, vast temples, and cuneiform inscriptions etched in a language unfamiliar to even the most seasoned scholars. The stones spoke of kings with bold names like Argishti and Sarduri, of battles waged and gods worshipped. The kingdom of Ararat, once thought to exist only in biblical lore, stood revealed in stone. Years later, scholars pieced together the script and uncovered the extent of this mighty kingdom, a land of advanced irrigation, towering fortresses, and a people who defied the Assyrian Empire. Yet questions lingered, echoing through the ancient ruins. Who were the Urartians? And who carries their legacy today? Advancements in genetics are shedding fresh light on the Urartians. In recent years, ancient DNA has been collected from various Urartian sites, including graves at their capital Tushpa in present-day Van. This data has now been made publicly available and can be analyzed using tools like the G25 genetic distance calculator and the QPADM statistical tool to study population ancestry. When comparing these Urartian samples with modern populations, it is evident that modern Armenians show the closest genetic affinity to the ancient Urartians. This offers undeniable evidence that modern Armenians are direct descendants of the Urartians. The connection between Urartu and Armenia extends beyond genetics and is reflected in their shared name. The Assyrians called the region Urartu, the Babylonians Urashtu, and the Persians Armena, making Armenia a synonym for Urartu. This link is clearly documented in the 2,500-year-old Behistun inscription of Darius the Great, where Urartu is translated into Persian as Armenia. This continuity is also reflected in Armenian historical memory. Medieval Armenian historians, such as Movses Khorenatsi, often alluded to the ancient kingdom centered around Lake Van, which stood as a powerful rival to Assyria. Movses recounts that the land was named Irarat, after the legendary King Ara, son of Aram, who led a fierce struggle against the Assyrians. Surprisingly, Assyrian inscriptions, deciphered over 1,500 years after Khorenatsi's time, confirm Arame as the first recorded king of Urartu. Khorenatsi also described rulers of Urartu, such as Menuas, whom he referred to as Manavas, long before modern archaeology confirmed their existence through cuneiform records. These accounts, dismissed as legend for centuries, became vivid truth as archaeology unraveled Urartu's mysteries. It was Khorenatsi's writings that inspired 19th century European archaeologists to journey to the shores of Lake Van and rediscovering the forgotten kingdom of Urartu. The official language of the Urartian court and administration was related to Hurrian, while Proto-Armenian was spoken colloquially among the people. This bilingual practice parallels the classical history of Armenia, where foreign languages such as Greek, Aramaic, Latin, and Persian were used in court and administration until the Armenian alphabet was created in the 5th century, enabling the Armenian language to become the primary medium for both official and cultural purposes. Urartian culture was a unique blend of Mesopotamian and Indo-European influences. The Indo-European impact on Urartian culture is evident in various aspects, including toponyms, royal names, and names of deities. Urartian religion also blended Mesopotamian and Indo-European traditions. Hurrian deities like Teshub, Thespas in Urartian, and Shimige, Urartian Shivini, were worshipped alongside distinctly Indo-European gods such as Silardi, Bagvarti, Ardi, Artuarashau, Aya, Arsimela, Araza, and Arshibed. However, one of the most revered deities in the religion of Urartu was Haldi, the principal god of war and victory. His name, possibly meaning the conqueror, symbolized triumph and invincibility, inspiring warriors and kings alike. With his main temple at Ardini, a city near Lake Urmia, Haldi embodied the kingdom's strength and ambitions. Unlike most other ancient deities, Haldi appears to have been a uniquely Urartian figure. Haldi's influence can be seen in Armenian mythology through Hayk, the legendary founder of the Armenian nation. Both Haldi and Hayk are portrayed as heroic warriors with supernatural strength, armed with bows and arrows, and connected to southern regions. Hayk, like Haldi, embodied victory and triumph. He was celebrated not only as a symbol of freedom, but also as a warrior who defeated the tyrant Bel of Babylon, safeguarding his people and securing their independence. This act of heroism closely mirrors the ideals of strength and conquest associated with Haldi. It is perhaps no coincidence that Haldi's name may be tied to the Armenian word for victory and conquest, haud, and the Urartian word ald, meaning to conquer or subdue. Urartu's greatest legacy lies in its unification of the Armenian Highland tribes, laying the foundation for the Armenian nation. As Urartu brought together diverse tribes under a centralized state, it provided the structural and cultural framework for a shared Armenian identity. When the Persians later absorbed the region, They recognized the territory of Urartu as the satrapy of Armenia and its inhabitants as Armenians. When the Armenians eventually achieved independence, it was the borders of Urartu that shaped their new kingdoms. And the descendants of Urartu came to be known as the Armenians. Without Urartu's influence, the region might have fragmented into separate kingdoms with distinct identities. Instead, Urartu's centralized governance allowed Armenian culture, language, and identity to take root and flourish. Though the kingdom of Urartu eventually faded from prominence, its grand fortresses crumbled, and its rulers' names slipped into obscurity, its legacy endured. The spirit of Urartu permeated the land and its people, becoming an integral part of Armenian heritage, embodying the resilience and continuity of a people whose origins trace back to one of the ancient world's most remarkable civilizations.